Well, hello there, guys, and welcome to Scourge of War Waterloo. Today we're going to be doing Count d'Erlon's attack, and we're going to try and attack the British and Prussian positions with our full army. And actually, sorry, these are not Prussian positions and British, they're actually British and Dutch positions. The Prussians are not yet here. So let's hope it's going to go well. If this is your first time playing a Scourge of War Waterloo game, this is really going to show you what you can do. Take care. Alright, the battle commences, my friends. Of course, Napoleon has given us orders to immediately attack the enemy left. Now, you take a look at this battlefield, and things might look quite daunting, and indeed they are. We've got a ton of actual artillery back here, but we really are focusing on that enemy left flank. So we're going to immediately start moving our forces forward, and I'm actually using my general to move the first group of forces, and I'm actually going to move them into this area, and we're going to go column by division. Now, I don't generally do this. I actually like to move by line, but in this case, we're going to do it by division just because we're approaching a possibly fortified zone, and I don't like that. So here we go, column by line. Listen to that beautiful bugle, and our men are on the way to the battle. Beautiful. Look at that, marching away to war. And I'm going to do the same with the rest of my guys. I also want to take my cannons and do the same thing. We want to move them up here. Let's go ahead. Already we've got some shots going off. It's actually probably coming from our artillery, but we will soon take a look. Let's grab the rest of these guys. Canyon de ligne. These guys, we're going to move them up as well. And again, as you can see, I'm moving the rest of my generals up with a line movement. I want to make sure to get really far ahead of the enemy. And actually, I'm going to keep some of these cannons back because they seem to be doing just fine firing by themselves. As you can see in battles like this, battles this large, these cannons would fire huge distances, and of course there would be a lot of them. There we go. Let's send 3 of these divisions to attack this area over here, just in case. And of course, if you want, you can toggle these units individually. I choose not to. I choose to toggle these units in such a way that essentially I can go ahead and move them as a group, and if I need to toggle them individually, I certainly will. Usually when the battle begins, that's what happens. Anyway, guys, we're going to get back when the action starts. I hope you're enjoying the initial part of the battle and the advance of our glorious Armée Française. Alright, guys, it looks like the battle has begun, and I'm glad we actually found out what was going here. I was wondering why suddenly our men started stopping, and in fact, we have come across our first British enemies here, and I'm actually going to move one of these guys over here. I want to make sure that we're firing on these guys from all locations. As you can see, I am now splitting these units up one by one. Come on, men! Everyone attack! We must get on the field quickly. As you can see, they're actually pulling back. They might be going to the fort. If that's what's going on, it's going to make our job that much harder. So there we go, guys. They are definitely going to the fort. We're going to do the same. We could actually charge by running at them, but I don't want to expend the stamina of our men. This is a huge, huge battle, and just moving across this field takes up quite a lot. So let's go ahead. We'll just send in 2 units. I'll send in a 3rd as a reserve unit over here. And let's grab the 4th and send him in over here on the right side. Avance! Looks like we may have taken out 3, actually they might be Dutch, not necessarily British. No, they're definitely British. Sorry. You guys have to understand that at this time there were actually a lot of Prussian and Dutch troops in the British Army. I think it was due to royal marriages, something like this, but there were certainly some Dutch, Prussian divisions, even some Polish lancers. So really, there were just a number of troops here. It's a truly international force, whereas ours is much more francophone, as it would be. All right, here we go. We're approaching. Obviously, this fort is key to the battle. It's a huge, huge part of the battle, and the rest of our army is continuing to move forward. I want to go ahead and move them even more forward, and at this time, I'm going to go ahead and split up the columns into lines. To the fort, men. Alright, our men have reached the fort, and of course they've begun firing. Look at this, absolutely trying to break those British forces out of the fort. If we could take this position, obviously it's going to do a lot of good for our men. But these guys are firing out of these tiny little portholes, and as you can imagine, getting into this fort is not easy. Now, we can't simply just storm the fort. We've actually got to get these guys to come out first by shooting. We could try to do an assault and attack, but I don't think it's going to work very well. In fact, we'll try a charge, and as you can see, the men refuse to respond. They're right in front of the fort. They don't want to lose more men. Let's go ahead and stop these guys here, too. Let's take a look at how the rest of our army is doing. Wow, beautiful. So everybody's moving forward, of course. This takes a while, and this is why you guys may have noticed some skips and jumps in this video. That's because I don't want you guys to have to see the entire movement, although some of you may like to see that. Because it takes a while, I want you guys to see the actual bataille. So we shall get back. As you can see, our men are moving into place, and quickly. Leading the way is Marshal de Camp, Nicholas Schmitz. Once again, I don't believe he's French. I do believe he is a Deutsche, German. Over here on the right side, we seem to be making good progress too. And I think it's probably a good idea to go ahead and set our guys up maybe over here instead. Vive la France! We have joined the enemy guys in battle, and our men have reached the front. It looks like our left flank is the first to get there, and that's actually beautiful because that is the position we're trying to take. We've also got these enemies under withering artillery fire, and I'm hoping this can coax them out of their position. There we go. Another unit moving forward. Come on, boys. We need you in a better spot, and I actually want them firing at the unit directly in front of us. We will take a look at that unit name once I'm done being afraid of the unit's advance. And as you can see, this is the Dutch brigade, the Nederlandse brigade. So, one of the more important brigades, obviously in the battle. Well, I should say, the non-English brigades. We're going to go ahead and move this unit up to start dealing with them. And as you can see, our army over here in the center has also engaged a bunch of Dutchmen and seems to be in the heat of battle. Of course, I'm moving our general behind the enemy lines. We don't want him to get hit by a stray bullet. That would end this battle quickly. It looks like the British are bringing forward some Highlanders, and that's not going to make things easy for our men. Fouet! Victoire! Here we go, and of course we've got these guys under withering fire. Boy, it's sometimes hard to narrate these games. And we're going to go ahead and actually set this guy up as a reserve force. If we have to charge here, we certainly can and will. There we go, the Highlanders are pulling back, and actually those were mostly just skirmisher units, but we continue to do a lot of damage to the Nederlandse brigade, and we've actually got them in a bit of a crossfire. Let me get this general back as well. And again, as you can see, I'm not selecting units to move, so this is why the general is not himself engaging, or essentially all the units are not following the general. They're doing their own thing, and that's because I want them to at this point in the battle. We can't have that general commanding everything. Let's move the rest of our guys forward. Keep the general there for moral support. Oh yeah! Let's see how our left side is doing. Our left side is the one I was most worried about, and it looks like we're still trying to take the fort. That's going to be a while, guys. What's this guy doing? We've got one infantry unit here that's gone on the fritz, and I want to bring him back. Second Battalion is firing as much as they can over here, and actually these guys, the foot riflemen, the English rifles, the 8th Brigade, have taken a position in a sort of dried up pond, and I think this is the perfect position for them to actually get some cover, but we're going to be able to wipe away those lines on the left and right side, and if I can get another unit up, I might attempt a charge here. How are we doing? Alright, I want to get this guy out into a more advantageous spot. I'll do the same with this guy here. He's actually on his way to the battlefield. Avance! Of course, now some of our men have moved up even more. I want to keep that movement continuing. If we can rout that unit, we can get behind the enemy and cause a lot of confusion. Avance. Actually, this is good enough. Let's keep them here. Beautiful. Load your rifles, men, and fire! Cannot let these guys catch us on multiple flanks. It looks like a general's going to be passing in front of us here, Lieutenant Colonel Bischoff. So actually, sorry, it's a colonel, not a general. But maybe we have a chance at wiping this guy out. He's coming really close to our troops. Fire, men! What are you waiting for? Let's go for volley fire. Now, this allows us to fire all at once, essentially doing a lot more damage than just firing free fire or fire at will. But it takes longer to load. So that is an issue. Let's keep volley fire on for this unit and see how they do. Need you to load faster, men! Fire! Beautiful! Already got some kills, but that is a strong unit. I want to make sure we aren't being overwhelmed over here. I think we're doing pretty well. No, 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 no! Sorry, guys. Accidentally moved the unit. Let's actually rotate him just a little bit. He might do it on his own. There we go. Alright, let's grab this infantry unit. I think we can assist over here with our attack on the Dutch. Remember, this is the first attack. We're going to pop up just so we can get a better angle here. And I'm going to grab these units and move them up as well. Wow, what a hell of a battle, guys. But we're going to continue. We still haven't broken these guys. I'm thinking it might be time for a charge. Let's go ahead. Our first charge of the battle. We're going to try to rout these forces. We won't do this for a while. This is not the greatest idea in the first part of the battle, but it could still work. Attack! Attack! Here we go, and now it's truly a bloody hand-to-hand fight. Everybody's slashing away with their bayonets trying to get a kill, but the enemy has retreated. Beautiful, guys. We have managed to actually hold and secure this area, and right now, I just want my men to wait, hold, and not attack the enemy, but beautiful. We actually got a lot of them, and now we can move up even more with our men. Let's go ahead and do that. Still want to keep our eyes on this unit over here. We'll take a look at that right side as soon as we get a chance. Glorious! Glorious! Hold the line! Secure it, men! And actually, these guys cannot see, oddly enough, the unit directly ahead of them. So we're going to move up. Might be because of a little bit of terrain in the way. There we go. Now we're right on the enemy. And actually, if I wanted to, we could probably get away with a crazy charge here. But I think for now, I'm just going to go ahead and keep firing. As you can see, one of them already dropping there. Being this close to the enemy, we're going to be getting a lot of kills, as you can see. The Schmitz Brigade. Look at that. Wiping away these Dutch. Anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying this Battle of Waterloo. And I certainly hope you'll want to see more. So make sure to hit that like button if you do like it. And if you want to see more later on down the road, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, we're going to move up a few of our artillery positions. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a great, great day.